In this case, the Buddha gem would be the body of enlightenment.
The juice is commonly made by wringing out the cloth used to filter the juice with scrupulously clean hands to extract all the liquid.
We are now firm inside the center of the body.
I realize that I'm just judging myself and I'm not loving myself. So until you truly love yourself, you can't love others.
Sawadee. Welcome to Meditation for All program. I'm Joy Vanichagun and I will be with you through the program today. Last week we learned about the quality of a person who can become a Buddha. And today, Prat Nicholas Thanisaro will give us a lecture about the Buddha's teaching, which everyone can be enlightened by practicing meditation and can enter themselves into the Buddhahood. He also mentioned about the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, on the level of inner experience, which we can take as our refuge to break free from the cycle of existence.
But unfortunately, we're not so smart in meditation, so we are still working on it. Some people have the intention to be a Buddha in the future. Well, that's a good start. Some people don't even have that intention yet. But it's only a question of time, according to the big view of the cosmos, which we have in Buddhism. Someday everyone must go on to enlightenment. It's just a question of time. Some people may be doing it rather slowly. Some people may not even realize it yet. So this idea is that all of us have the potential for Buddhahood, and we are working on it. So we use this refuge. It becomes more abstract. It becomes something which is an ideal, which we are working on. We're trying to transform ourselves so that we can become part of that ideal too. And in this sense, the Dhamma of the Buddha becomes also something conceptual. Anything which Buddhas have taught in the past, which would lead one in the direction of enlightenment, this is the Dhamma on the cosmic level. It's not just something which starts and ends with a particular Buddha, but it's something which each new Buddha who comes into the world will reveal again, will recover, will discover. Really, it's truth which is already there, but it needs for a Buddha to be astute enough to point it out to other people. Because suffering is always there, you see. But most of us are too stupid to notice it or to learn from it. And it's only the Buddha who has the penetrative knowledge to see deeply enough to learn something from this phenomena which are part of our life. The Sangha would be any community of monks or community of those who practice in a continuous and in a earnest way. The community of those who practice the Dhamma. And that would be all down the ages, not just the most recent set of disciples of the Buddha. Sometimes there's a question whether Sangha just refers to monks or not. In the Thai context, we tend to think of Sangha as being monks. But strictly speaking, just the word Sangha means community. So it can include all people who practice the Dhamma in earnest. Usually it means the ones who have become enlightened as a result, but it can mean also those who are practicing for enlightenment too. So whether it's lay men, lay women, novices or monks, then all are Sangha in a way. On the third level of description, we can talk about the triple gem from the point of view of our Dhamma practice, where the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha become not merely concepts or ideals, but they become something which is tangible but visible only to those who meditate deeply enough that their mind becomes still enough to attain the triple gem inside of themselves. In this case, the Buddha gem would be the body of enlightenment inside oneself, the inner body of enlightenment which one can attain when one's mind becomes pure enough to see that inside oneself. In other traditions of Buddhism, sometimes they talk about it as the seed of enlightenment inside oneself. In fact, it's already there for everybody. Wherever there are human beings, then this seed of enlightenment is already there too. It is a question of bringing it forth so that it is manifest in one's life. Otherwise, it's like an underground well full of water, but for as long as no one can drill down deeply enough to reach the water, then it's no good to anyone. For us, we have the body of the Buddha, the body of enlightenment inside us too, but until we meditate deeply enough to attain it, then it's no use to us. But if we can attain it, then we can bring forth the wisdom within that body. The wisdom within the body of enlightenment of the Lord Buddha is like a sphere at the center of the body of enlightenment. And within that sphere is all the knowledge, not only of the leaves grasped in the hand of the Lord Buddha, which he talked about in the 45 books of the scriptures, but also all the leaves in the forest as well, if you remember the metaphor which I talked about on the previous lesson. So if you meditate deeply enough to that point, you could rewrite the Buddhist scriptures from scratch, because what they are written from is from the enlightenment experience or the wisdom of the Dhammakaya at the center of the Buddha. And within the center of that sphere, if you go further, then you find yet more Buddha images which help to nurture and to maintain the intactness of that Dhamma teaching at the center. This is the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha on the level of inner experience. And this is yet more universal than even the concept of the triple gem on the cosmic level, because it belongs to everybody. It is a potential within everybody. And if you ask about what is our real aim in practicing Buddhism, then it is for us to be able to attain this triple gem on the level of the inner experience, so that it can truly be our refuge. Because it's something which, even though our body may break down and die at the end of our life, but it's still there to us as a sort of lifeboat, which will help to either to take us to a new life or to be the means by which we can break free of the cycle of existence completely. So this Buddhist concepts course is not the whole of Buddhism, but what I've done is to pick out key concepts which are the identity of Buddhism, especially things to do with the law of karma. And as I say, there's a lot more that we haven't studied because of the limitations of time. We've only been able to look at some of the more basic and fundamental concepts. But if you want to study further, then you should make the attempt to study for yourself by looking at what's actually written in the Buddhist scriptures. For those of you who've had the chance to actually open up these Buddhist scriptures, even in translation, then you may find that actually they are not particularly readable, because the subject matter of the Buddhist scriptures, firstly, is very long, 45 times the size of the Bible. Secondly, normally it's not arranged by headings. The teachings of the Buddha are organized by length. So all the long scriptures are put together in the Digha Nikaya, all the medium length teachings are put together in the Majjhima Nikaya, all the short teachings are put together in the Samyutta Nikaya, and sometimes they are put in under the same heading together, sometimes not. So sometimes it's hard to know what you are looking for. Also, sometimes they're very repetitive. Sometimes the language of the translation is very archaic. And sometimes, I'm sad to say, the translations are not very accurate. The problem with the Pali language, which they originally were written in, is that sometimes one word can have many meanings. So even a word like the Pali language is of the nature that one word can have many meanings. So if you translate it to only one of those meanings, then it means that all the other meanings have been neglected. So sometimes the best thing is to learn Pali language, and then you can know all the variety of meanings in a particular case. But given that you may not have time to learn a whole new language in order to read the scriptures, you have to take it with a pinch of salt sometimes about whether something has been translated in a literal way, or whether perhaps if you look at the whole sentence together it may have a different level of meaning. But there are easier parts of the scriptures to start with if you're interested to read from them, things like the Dhammapada. Dhammapada is like a poem almost. But one thing which is very popular in Thailand and also in Sri Lanka is that you have the Dhammapada verses, maybe 4 verses, and then there is a story to go with it. There will be a story to go with it, which will illustrate the point of those verses. So what's known as the Dhammapada commentary, or Dhammapada Atthakatha. And you can find that on the internet or in the library. Another part which is often interesting to start with is the Jataka stories, or the previous birth stories of the Lord Buddha. As I mentioned, especially for the 10 final lifetimes of the Buddha, which exemplify the way in which he pursued perfections, then these are quite inspiring, sometimes quite lengthy as well. But again, the Jatakas, in fact, are very short if you just take them from the scriptures, 1 or 2 verses, but they have a commentary on them as well. And if you read them together with the commentary, then you get all the details which we see every evening in the Dasa Jataka, the 10 final lifetimes of the Buddha stories, which are serialized on DMC. But in fact, all the Jataka stories they are like Aesop's fables in a way, that each account has a moral to it, There's a moral to the story that, you know, if a person behaves in a certain way, then there are certain consequences. Some of the stories are about animals, some of the stories are about people. But if you look for the message behind it, then that's often quite an accessible way to read about the scriptures. There's some quite good translations about Jatakas in English, even some modern retranslations which are quite good. So those, if you are tempted to study further for yourself, then that's often a good place to start, Dhammapada or Jataka. As for the lengthier ones, then sometimes you have to hear the explanation from Venerable Tachiwo to understand what's going on sometimes. But don't be put off the scriptures by the fact that they're not easy to understand. If you keep at it, then you build up a familiarity for the way it's written, and then you can start to pick out the main things. So that is Buddhist concepts in brief. I'll see you again this afternoon to talk about blessing number 10, which is to do with artfulness in speech. Okay, so that's all I think.
Today, we will learn more about Pana, the source of refreshment or energy for monks. We will learn how the people make Pana in the past and what type of Pana were allowed by the Lord Buddha.
The rainy season. A Buddhist monk can ordinarily have only 2 sets of the 3 robes, called pa-trai. So it is very hard in rainy seasons, especially in the tropics, because the monsoon brings heavy rain almost every day. so 2 sets of robes is not enough. But all Buddhist monks must lead very simple lives that are easy to support. They wash their robes themselves, and always by hand, and not with a washing machine or dryer. As there is no strong sunshine on rainy days, the robes don't always dry. The laymen or women take care of this, as the Lord Buddha allowed his monks to receive another robe to solve the problem of rainy days. The day of this giving is fixed to be the day before the rain retreat, called Asaraha Puja Day. One more robe for the whole season of the rain. Contentment with simplicity is the foundation of inner peace.
I hope you all remember the turning point or the station of peace by Prat Somsak Piyasiro. So right now, close your eyes and picture yourself in the stream of relaxation. And now you're ready for meditation.
How are you today? Welcome you back to the meditation session together. We meet here today and hope you have been enjoying meditation to yourself. Last time we talked about the concept of the crystal ball, and earlier than that we talked much about the turning point that lies in the center of the abdomen, where the in-breath ends and where the out-breath begins. Here we have been enjoying the visualization of the crystal ball for quite a long time. This time we will practice the meditation with the visualization of the crystal ball furthermore. Choose your favorite corner, choose your favorite sitting position, and then once you are settled down, relax. If you are ready, let's close our eyes. Just follow me step by step. I'll take you very slowly from your busy mind until the mind becomes more quiet and still. Take good deep breath in order to feel relaxation. More than that, a deep breath will take us to feel, to touch the turning point inside. We are familiar with the turning point already. Our awareness automatically gets set inside the stomach. We are now firm inside the center of the body. The body is relaxed from head down to toes. Feel relaxation that covers from head down the forehead, the muscles around the cheeks, down to the bone of the jaws. Let the stream of relaxation flood the whole body. Allow relaxation takes over the entire physical body, as if the whole body becomes weightless and could get mixed well with the air. It is like we could blend the physical body to the environment. Relax again and again. Relax even more. It is the moment while the mind becomes so still inside the stomach. The awareness goes into the turning point. The body is relaxed. The mind is focused in the center of the body. The crystal ball, as we have learned from previous classes, is the symbol of the mind. It is the object of our focus. The crystal ball is an imagination picture that appears like floating freely in the center of the body. We observe the round shape of the sphere form of this crystal ball. In the Buddhist belief, the shape of the mind is round as a sphere. So we enjoy at the beginning of our visualization the round image of the crystal ball, the picture in the mind. The technique for the imagination is we shall never use force. We shall not force the crystal ball to be very clear, to be sharp, to be solid, and so on. In practice, what we should do is to let the picture form up in a sphere structure by itself. The more often we think of the crystal ball, the easier it could be. The more often we visualize the crystal ball, the more naturally it becomes. So we'll get more familiar with the image of that round ball inside the stomach. We might wonder if the crystal ball only an imagination. The answer is the actual shape, the real shape of the mind is a sphere, and we imagine the round sphere at the right place. Sooner or later, the imagined one will invite the real one at this correct place. So we enjoy the imagination again and again without any force. So when the right time comes, the actual one will take place. And at that time, just welcome the actual one and let go all the imagined without any doubt. And before we exit meditation from inside, it is nice to share our peace of mind. Sharing is great, and sharing is what all of us need. Peace is created from the process of meditation inside. Now we start from that turning point. We expand the feeling of loving kindness outwardly, so that all the creatures will get this feeling of loving kindness. They get our good wishes to wish them well, and may peace prevail on earth. If we are ready, we could count from 3 to 0 to prepare to open the eyes to see the world that is greener than before. How are you so far? Wish you enjoy the peace that you create by yourself. Let's see the meditation class again next time. Goodbye.
Today we will listen to Miss Joanne Bellis, a lady with a beautiful mind. She is originally from the UK and now spends her time down in Phuket, the southern part of Thailand. She was an unhappy child and had dyslexia during her childhood. She had such a stressful life at the age of 20. By the age of 30, she can have everything that she could demand for, but sadly, she still feels empty inside. She started a spiritual development program which helped her to find the truth about herself. That is the start of her meditation journey.
Sawadee Ka. Welcome to the Midway Meditation Retreat Program in Suan Pa Himmawan, Loi Province. My name is Chantipa Vanishkun. I'll be with you during that interview session today. The objective of today's sessions is to introduce our audience the Midway Meditation Program and some of the people who have been staying at the meditation center in Loi. We have the opportunity during our program to interview each session, and some of the people who have had the opportunity of spending some time at the meditation center in northeastern Thailand. Today we have Miss Joanne Bellis from the UK. She would like to share with us her experience during her meditation retreat. Sawadee Ka.
Sawadee Ka.
Will you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background?
My name is Joanne Bayliss. I will tell you a little bit about my background from when I was a child. I led quite an unhappy childhood, and I was dyslexic at school, which meant I could not read or write, and that was not picked up at school. So basically I came out of school with no qualifications, and I knew that I was going to need to work very, very hard if I was going to become successful in life. And what success to me at that age was to get as many material things around me as possible. Okay. So big houses, cars.
That's what your idea at that time?
That was my idea when I was very young.
Okay.
So in my 20s I opened up a few businesses, one being a spa, and I also was into property development, buying and selling and renovating properties. I led a really, really stressful life in my 20s, and by the age of 30 I'd achieved absolutely everything materially wise, but inside I was totally unhappy, totally discontent with my life. In fact, I was quite depressed, even though I was from the outside, externally, you'd think I had everything, but from the inside I had nothing. So I then met my spiritual mentor when I was 30, and she got me on the path of spiritual development, of finding the truth about myself.
Okay.
And I've been on the path for the last 7 years. And that's learning about judging myself, loving myself, separating myself from others. And so that's where my work started. And since then I've been meditating and exploring the truth of who I am.
Okay. What you're saying is that the start of your interest in the meditation?
Yes, that's the start of my journey. Now I help people unlock their potential. So I inspire, uplift and motivate people by using the lessons and the truths that I've learned along my path. And meditation is something that I've been doing for the last couple of years. And coming to this retreat now has made me more in tune with meditation and the benefits of meditation. And I think for me it will definitely be a daily practice, even though twice a day, morning and night. I think it's crucial because it stills my mind, it focuses me, and it clears thoughts that I don't need to have.
Okay. It's just to listen to what you have done, that's a great thing.
Yes.
To help people out. Okay, how did you find out about this meditation program?
It was funny actually, it was a couple of weeks ago and I thought, what shall I do for Christmas? You know, normal English Christmas. But I live in Thailand, and I thought...
chocolate and white Christmas?
No, and I thought, shall I fly back to England? And I thought, no, I don't want to do that, but I don't want to do the normal Christmas thing in Thailand either, you know, with English people. And I opened the newspaper in the Phuket Gazette, and there it was, the meditation retreat. And I thought, that's it, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay. But I heard that you have been spent some time in Phuket for a couple of months now, right?
Yes.
What are you doing in Phuket?
I'm helping, I work as a consultant helping people unlock their potential. So motivating, inspiring and uplifting them so that they can be their best at what they do. So basically unlocking their heart's desire.
I heard you are a writer too.
I am writing a manual so that I can teach what I do, to help people, teach them how to live in freedom and with their passion.
Okay, you seem as you have a lot of things to do, a lot of goals, right? And busy woman, but you still, but you decided to share your time with meditation. That's very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But you said that is when you're like about 30. That's the start of your meditation. That is the time you start practice meditation. Ever since, right?
Really, in the last 2 years, more. I learned about meditation when I was 30, but I've been on my spiritual path, unlocking the different, things like judgment. I didn't love myself when I was 30. That's why I was so unhappy. I was judging myself. I was separating myself from people, and so. And when you judge other people, you're judging yourself. When you're separating yourself from other people, really you're judging yourself, because we're all a mirror of each other. We just reflect back to each other how we truly are. And so with meditation now, it clears your mind. And when, say, I do go into judgment with people, but then when I come back to myself and come back to my stillness, then I realize that I'm just judging myself and I'm not loving myself. So until you truly love yourself, you can't love others. And so I think meditation is a conduit to love, happiness and joy.
Enjoy.
Okay.
And what did you learn at this meditation session?
more out of the tools that I've learned along my path, but also about mindfulness. Mindfulness is something that it's a daily discipline. It's a minute-to-minute discipline that, you know, even by putting a pen down, you don't throw it down. You actually, because that's a mirror of yourself, you know, the way you treat yourself. So you just gently push it down. So you're being gentle with yourself. And so everything mirrors back to us. And so for me, mindfulness in every action we do in daily life is a phenomenal tool I've learned in this meditation retreat. Also, I've learned about Buddhism, and even though I'm not religious, I think that Buddhism is along the lines that I live anyway. It's in line. It's about self-love, it's about letting go and surrendering, and it's about non-judgment, not separating yourself. And I think it's phenomenal. For me, it's been a wonderful experience.
Okay, and the meditation that you learn here, is it different from what you have learned before?
No. I mean, with the monks, the way they teach, you know, to have a white sphere light here, whereas I do it a different way. But again, what I've learned is, and looking, observing the group, sort of everybody's been saying, is this the right way? Is this the right way? But actually, the right way is whatever way works for you. There's no specific way. It's just about stilling your mind, letting go of your thoughts, and letting what comes to you in the way that it comes to you, because we're all different.
And just keep observing what comes to you.
Yeah.
Is that right?
With no judgment, not judging
No
yourself.
judgment?
Yeah, just letting go.
Okay, just let it go. Okay, maybe could you share with us your experience during your meditation?
Okay. For me, it's quite unusual, because with the monks, we've been taught to sit or to sit on a chair, whereas when I meditate, I've always lay down. And so it's a little bit unusual. I don't go to sleep, and it wouldn't suit some people, but for me it really works. And so I lie down, and I relax all the muscles in my body, and I imagine a white light coming through the top of my head, through my third eye, into my heart. And then I imagine this light filling my whole body. And then what happens is I just go into complete stillness. And then I'll sometimes get lights that are vivid lights sort of flashing in front of my eyes. Sometimes it will be blank. But what I do get is a complete stillness of my mind that I can, then I receive messages sort of, like it will be, love yourself more, or so I'll, you know, first of all you're getting the flashes of work and business plans, and you know what you're eating next or where are you going, and then I put those into bubbles. So it's like, you know, a thought will come to me, and then I'll put that in a pink bubble. So I'm thinking I'll deal with it later. So it's not I'll forget it, I'll deal with it later. So different bubbles. So then that gives me the stillness that I need. And within that stillness I get these messages that love yourself, or judgment, or whatever it is that I need to learn. And from that I'll wake up and I'll write about what experience I had.
And how about what your meditation you learn here, right? You learned what you learned. But you said, but just follow the. Just now you said, follow the, like from imagination, just come to the third eye, come to your heart, and just start to, just like let the light go into the center, into body, and just spread it. But it's what you say that just now you're saying. It's just like, okay, it's like you try to live. It's like you know how to deal with your thought, with your worries, Okay.
Yes.
You put all your thoughts so that always come when you want to meditate into the pink bubbles,
Yes.
right? And leave it beside you and say, I will deal with that later. It's like somebody said that when you start to do meditation, you have to leave all your worries behind.
Yes.
You will deal with that later,
Yeah.
right? But not now. This is what you want time for yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And with those bubbles, then invariably they don't come back because you feel more still, more settled, and you have clarity of mind. So
Just in center of your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you said just now is like the technique that you use for your meditation too. Is that right?
yes,
That you said you from now on you're gonna try to do meditation every day.
Yes.
Right. That's probably meditation will be a part of your life.
yes,
Right. And you
Yeah.
think that meditation is helping you to become very a cheerful person like you are now.
yes.
Is that right?
And
Or-
centered,
Right,
centered
good.
and balanced.
and balance.
Yeah, yeah.
I could not believe that your every time I see you, it's always smile, right? You always show your happy face to everybody all the time. Okay.
Thank you.
What is the most impressive experience that you have received from this retreat?
The love, the unconditional love. As soon as I arrived here, in fact, before I arrived here, when I got on the coach, all the staff were absolutely beautiful. And then we arrived here. I had no expectation of the retreat at all. And we arrived here and I just thought, it's so simple, but yet it's so lovely. And there's just a whole feeling of unconditional love here. Mm-hmm. Yet the rooms are really, really basic, but all you need. Just really the simplicity, but the love with the simplicity and the beauty of it all. And during the meditation as well, even the flowers look so much brighter, whereas normally I wouldn't even notice the nature. Mm-hmm. And everything's become so much brighter, even the people, the love, mm-hmm. And the people. I just think the whole experience has been phenomenal mm-hmm. for me.
Yeah, well, you said it because you said that the thing is a simple, easy answer for everything.
Yeah.
That somebody I truly respect even have mentioned that people always search from the answer. They overlook that the answer is it's a simple thing.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is your inspiration after this retreat?
I am going to teach people meditation.
Well, may rejoice you're married.
Yes. Yes, no, I'm going to start a meditation practice and where I live, and then hopefully expand
You mean
that.
in Phuket or back in UK?
In Phuket,
Okay.
to start with, and then the meditation will then be part of my my course that I teach for people to create and manifest whatever they want to within their life. And meditation will be part of the practice. But to start with, to uplift, inspire and motivate people into meditation.
Okay, and I have another question. That many people had mentioned that meditation is an international practice, not restricted to one belief. What do you think about these terms?
I think that there's so many religions in the country, in the world, but I think that we all want the same thing at the end of the day. We all want to be loved and feel loved and experience joy. So whatever religion you are, I think we all universally want the same thing. Okay. So I think meditation just takes you back to your basics, to your core. When you get back to your core, to your heart, and you can listen to your heart, then you can experience love, joy, inner peace, stillness, whatever you want to in life.
Okay, it's like meditation is it's a guideline for you to have the answer for your life. That's what you're saying.
Meditation is a conduit to love, happiness, and peace.
Happiness and peace. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. For me, that's where it is.
Okay. If you have a chance, would you like to come back here again?
Absolutely. In fact, I've asked if I could come back and be a mentor for other groups that come here, and also I will also let all my friends and people that I know about the retreat.
I think they are very welcome to have you back.
Yes.
You're now sitting in front of the DMC channels, and people already are watching you right now. Would you have anything that you want to say to them?
Come.
Come.
Just come. Don't think about it. Let go, surrender. Just come and try it, because I think it's the most wonderful thing that you will do in your life, because it will take you back to your stillness, back to your heart, and then back to your true heart's desire.
It's like you are the example. Like listen to you on your background, and here you are a happy person right now. You have a lot of smile on your face, and you want to share loving kindness to people. So
Yeah.
it's a good example.
That's all we want, and I think that meditation is not. It is for people that are working. It's for people that are not working. It's for absolutely everybody in life. And I come from a very commercial background, and from running my own businesses. But I think meditation is phenomenal. It relieves stress. It is a phenomenal tool that you can use to take you through life and to a more peaceful life, and loving kindness for other people as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much for joining us and to share your great experience with us. I think everybody who's right now have the question in their mind about meditation, I think now they have the answer.
Yes.
That they can come,
Yeah.
right? Or if they want to practice meditation at home, they can do that too.
Yeah.
Thank you very
absolutely.
much for joining, and hopefully to see you again at the next
Okay.
retreat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Inspiration is from enlightenment. Enlightenment is from within. Center yourself, center your mind, and enlightenment will lead you to the true inspiration. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ
You have just heard from Miss Joanne Bellis and learned from the benefit of her meditation. I hope you have enjoyed our program today. Your comment and question are most welcome and can be sent it to us at meditationforall@gmail.com. Wish you have a wonderful meditation. See you again. สวัสดีค่ะ